Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I am Julie Pong, manager of the Sussex Law program, and with me today is Kasia Simons from the University of Sussex. And Kasia today is going to give us an overview of the university so you can hear about life in England should you start the BA or BSc program. Kasia, over to you.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. I know this is a weird and wonderful time to be doing these recruitment and sort of exploring our university options, so we're really glad we can do this for you. As Julie said, my name's Kasia. I work at the University of Sussex in our international office, so I work really closely with Julie and everyone at Wilfrid Laurier to make your transition to the UK as easy as possible and get you thoroughly settled in on your law course at Sussex. And so today I'm going to talk to you about a sort of overview of the university, so you get a bit more of a feel for what we're like, obviously give you a bit more detail about the law programme, and talk to you a little about the city that you'll be living in as well, because I think it's really important to have that full picture when you're looking at university options rather than just the programme or just the campus. So just to start with, I'm not entirely sure if you will know where we're located, but it's always good to point us out. So we're right down on the south coast of England and obviously the UK, in a city called Brighton and Hove. We're pretty much as far south as you can get in the UK, and we're actually closer to France than we are a lot of other places around the country. But it's a really fantastic base as a city, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but also to travel around the rest of the UK if that's something that you're interested in. And we offer a campus-based university, so everything is in one space. You might be able to see that from the picture in my background here. At 17,000 students, we're what we would be classed as a mid-sized English university. So some universities in the UK are about 5,000 students, others are upwards of 40. So we kind of sit nicely in the middle there. We're a really international campus, so 25% of our students are coming from outside of the UK, and over 120 Canadians are with us currently. So if you want that taste of home, you can definitely have it, but likewise you're fully integrated into the university as an international student. You're not housed separately, you're not taught separately, you're fully embraced into our student body and get that experience of studying alongside Brits, people from France, from Italy, from all over the world, which makes it a really well-rounded educational experience. We're a top 40 UK university out of over 150 institutions, actually ranked top 160 in the world as well. So not only is a degree from Sussex well respected in the UK, but globally too. We're very much known for our development studies programmes. We're ranked first in the world for that. But probably the most relevant statistic for you is that we are in the top 100 worldwide for law, which is obviously pretty important because that's the subject you're coming to study with us. All of our professors and teachers here are active researchers too, so you're getting to learn from the people who are active in your field, not just those who studied it 20 years ago and keep repeating material. And with that, 75% of our research at the university has been classed as world leading, which is really exciting that you get to learn from those people. So talking about your law specifically, so it's a 3-year law degree. You graduate from Sussex with an LLB in law. The first 2 years are really structured. So during this time, you'll complete modules or classes, as you guys would call them, in the areas that you need for your law degree to be a qualifying law degree, i.e. one that you can go on and practice to be a lawyer with, rather than a legal studies programme. So you have that really structured first and second year. Within that, we offer a module in Canadian constitutional law, which is fantastic because that's one of the exams that you'll need to sit when you come back to Canada. But otherwise, it's going to give you a really solid foundation. In year 3, however, we leave things up to you a little bit. So we run all optional modules in year 3. And that means that you can explore different areas of law that you're interested in. So it might be that you want to do a module in fashion law, you might want to do one in sport law. Our head of law school, he's an environmental lawyer, so you might want to enter into one of his classes. So you can really tailor your final year to your own interests and in areas that you think that you might like to practice law in the future. There is an option during that year to take Canadian administrative law as well, which is also one of the exams you'll need to sit on return to Canada. During that year as well, you do have the option to get some hands-on experience through our Sussex Clinical Legal Educational module. This gives you access to advising the public in our legal clinics that we set up as a sort of non-for-profit way of the public getting free legal advice. And that's in different areas across law. One that we're particularly prevalent in is family law. And recently one of our students actually represented a mother in court. Her employers had fallen foul of maternity laws. She came to us to seek some legal advice, and our student was actually able to stand up in the tribunal to and won the case for her. Now this is obviously fully supervised by our professors. You're not let off the reins just yet, but it's going to give you that real taste of what it's like to be in the courtroom or whatever it is you choose to do with your legal degree, and get some real world experience, which is obviously valuable to you and to any potential employers that might be looking at you. You also have a chance to take part in internal, national and international legal skills contests, and things like mooting, client interviewing, negotiations. We run them all, and our Canadian students tend to be really successful at them. We had the finalists of the client interviewing last year. All 4 of them were from the Laurier programme. The winner of the junior moot competition last year, she was from the Laurier programme, and she actually won a week-long internship at the biggest law firm in the area here in Brighton as her prize. So they're well worth getting involved in, even if it's just for your skills, but also you might actually have something substantial to gain from it too. With those, you have the option to use our moot facilities or our courtroom, as I know it, to practice those skills. As you can see here, this picture on the left is actually taken in there. You've got the chance to play whatever part in the legal or the judicial system here that you can, and this is where our internal competitions take place as well. We also have a number of law societies on campus. One that most of our Canadian students join is our Canadian Law Society, and they are there both for sort of professional development and educational matters, but also for social things. So they will bring in different speakers each every so often to speak to you about progressing in your legal career. They will perhaps have alumni come back and speak to you to talk about what they're doing, and they might run networking events for you as well. But also they do things like they hold a Thanksgiving dinner for you, so you can come together as a group of Canadians and celebrate that holiday as you would at home. They run Remembrance Day trips. They coordinate with our other law society on campus to hold end of year balls, and which is very fancy and lovely. So it's something that you can get involved with extracurricular there as well as your actual studies. Tuition per year is, you're looking around the $31,500 mark. Obviously this depends a little on the exchange rate, but that's what it was as of last week, I believe. So that's what your tuition would be there. That's for the full year. You don't have to pay it all up front at the beginning of the year. You can spread out those payments throughout the year in 3 instalments if that would make life easier for you. And we are happy and really excited to offer a 15% tuition fee scholarship for year 1 that you're with us. So your tuition will be discounted by 15% for that first year that you're here at Sussex. So moving on from your sort of class stuff, I'm going to talk about student life now, and these 3 elements really make up life at Sussex. Obviously you're coming to us for academics and that's going to be your first priority, but you still need to be having a great time at university and getting involved in the other aspects to keep your sanity, if anything. Just to touch on housing really quickly, Laurier students are guaranteed university managed accommodation with us, so you don't need to worry for the first year that you're with us about finding somewhere to live. You can do that all through the university. We have over 6,000 rooms on campus. They're all single rooms, and there's loads of different styles of accommodation out there: apartment style, townhouses, the traditional corridor. So something out there to suit everyone's tastes, budgets. If you want your own bathroom, there's options there. If you don't mind sharing facilities, they're there. They all come with fully equipped kitchens as well, so you'll be able to self-cater really, really easily. As far as other elements of student life, societies are a really big part of that for Sussex. So this year we're running over 180 different options for our students. And bear in mind, a lot of these are being done remotely. That's not bad going, I don't think. And you can see here from the list, there's pretty much everything to suit everyone's interests. So it's usually a society for each subject area at this university, but you can get involved in someone else's subject area, that's fine. Religious views, political affiliations are all covered, nationality or cultural identities are covered too, and the arts, the gaming, sort of computer side of things, and then just the really random stuff as well, and it's all there. So the Harry Potter Society is always a really popular option. Right now our dog walking society is growing exponentially. It was created by one of our current students who was just missing her dog from home and reached out to the local rescue home to see if she could take a dog for a walk in our grounds, and it's grown and grown and grown. So about 50 dogs coming onto campus twice a week to be taken for a walk around our national park setting. So it's really great day on campus when that happens. As you might gather from that, you can create your own society if out of the 180 odd that we've got don't suit your interests. And these don't include sports, and we offer a whole range of sports listed here. Where relevant, we have male and female teams, and most will also have sort of two levels, a more competitive level and a social team. So if you want to go full British and try out cricket for the first time, you can absolutely do that, no prior experience required. But they're a great way either to continue a sport you're playing, trying something new, and to meet people. And that, I think that's a really important point to make with sports and societies, is that obviously you will have your Laurier cohort that you come with, but a part of the international experience is meeting people from around the world, Britain or elsewhere. And sports and societies are a fantastic way to do that with people that you've got a genuine interest with through them. But if group organised activities aren't really your thing, campus is still a really lively environment to be part of. It's a really foodie place, and there's loads of eating options. One of my favourite things is our street food fair that comes twice a week. It's independent food retailers from around the city. They set up a sort of marquee on campus, and you can go and try different cuisines. And there's a really broad range of stuff there. And I think vegan Ethiopian is probably the most diverse that we've got, but my personal favourite is the Greek, and would really recommend that. We're also very much wanting the students to be part of the campus environment. So our pubs run lots of events, things like open mic nights. They'll show major TV moments, sporting events, sort of celebrations around different holidays. They'll cater for all of that. And then the university also puts on a lot of festivals and fairs and celebrations to get our student community involved. And my favourite one that we do is called One World Week. It's held in March, and it's a celebration of all the diversity and cultures that we have on campus. Most societies that represent a nation or a different culture will hold a event during that week for everyone else to go and try, and then it culminates with the celebration of the Holy Festival, which I'm sure you've all seen. But we have a massive paint fight in the centre of campus to really celebrate that and bring One World Week to an end. So as well as enjoying university, we know it can be a bit difficult, and we have loads of support services in place to help you if you are struggling with whatever aspect of university life it is. These are all of the services that we have on offer. We make links with some of those before you even arrive at Sussex if necessary. Things like our international student support team, they will speak to you at least, I want to say, like 6 months before you arrive at study to help you with your visa process. Coming to the UK. We make links with our student support unit, so if you're suffering from a disability or a learning condition that we need to be aware of that's going to affect your studies, we can set those processes up to make sure you're already catered for once you arrive. But all of these other services are there for everyone to use, even if you don't set them up before you arrive in the UK. The Student Life Centre there is to help with sort of if you're feeling lonely from home, if you're needing some advice on budgeting, for example. They're a fantastic service to use, and they can refer you on to counselling services if you want them or they feel it might be necessary. Our Careers and Employability Centre are fantastic. They are quite an underutilised service on campus actually, but really worth speaking to them about. They run specific law events throughout the year, so they'll come into the law school and do some things that are specific to law, but they also do some really great other things. They do a lot of networking networking events, if you want your resume rewriting and getting scratched looking fantastic for applying for jobs, they can help you with that. If you got a job interview coming up and you're feeling a bit nervous, they can help you with interview techniques, and they do lots of workshops and those kinds of things throughout the year as well. So those services are there for you to use, and we really encourage you to use them should you feel you need to. So just moving away from campus a little bit, I want to talk to you about the city that we're part of as well, because it's as much part of the student experience as our sports clubs are. And this image gives a really good indication to our distance from campus to the city. Campus is this big green space here, and as you can see, we're surrounded by this beautiful green parkland, and it's actually the only English university set in a national park. But despite looking like it's in the middle of nowhere, it really isn't. You are about 9 minutes from the centre of Brighton by train, and those trains run most of the day, or about 25 minutes by bus, and that's a 24-hour service. So you can definitely have that city life whilst being in the campus environment. This video should give you like a bit of an indication of what Brighton's like as a place. We're a city of about 300,000 people. A young city as well. Our biggest age demographic is 23 to 44, so everyone is quite young, and then after that it's our student population, which makes up about 10% of the population as well. So really vibrant place to be around, and really is something to suit everyone's interests. It's very much a cultural hub of the UK, with lots of arts festivals going on, loads of different events throughout the year, so much so that you probably won't have time to do everything. So it's a good job you're here for 3 years with us in order for you to get involved with everything. But there really is something for everybody. We're really lucky to have the mixture of being right by the beach, have a fantastic city, and also have the countryside. And though it's typically quite hard to find a place that does all those three things, Brighton as a city is quite focused on sort of independence, I guess. So you won't find locals in Starbucks, they'll be at their favourite local coffee shop. You won't find us in Pizza Hut, we'll be at the local pizzeria, that kind of thing. And that's really typical and something our students really get involved with as well. If you're into your sports, fantastic, you can get involved with all of the sort of water sports that being by the beach covers. There's loads of intramural teams within the city if you want to try that out, or if you just like watching it, we have a Premier League soccer team which you'll absolutely be able to go and see them play. They're just across the road from campus, so you're not far off their doorstep. So if you like a night out, great, Brighton's fantastic for that as well, whether it's just a couple of drinks in the pub, or if you like to go somewhere and have a dance or listen to live music, you will be well catered for. And Brighton really gets to the heart of people, and we have a lot of people currently on the programme who are due to return to Canada next year, and they don't want to go, they want to see if they can stay in Brighton and do that final year remotely. So I'm sure it'll get to the heart of you, and you'll have a fantastic time at the university, but also living in the city, and it's really a really well-rounded package. Thank you so much for listening. My email address is there if you have any follow-up questions that you'd like to send, please do, and we look forward to seeing you at Sussex very, very soon.
Thanks, Kasia. That was very helpful hearing about life at Sussex and in the UK. For those watching, if you haven't watched yet, I would encourage you to watch the video where I speak to 2 current students in the program. So I thank you for watching and have a great day.